Hi everybody, I'm Amy Magnus from A.N. Derringer. I'm here to talk to you today about a topic that I know you're all going to love and be very excited about. It's customs value. Now, I know that a lot of you probably think it's really complicated and you're not really interested in it, but I want to tell you that if you're bringing goods into the United States, you should have some basic idea of what customs value really means. Generally, it's just the cost of the goods. So you have a buyer and you have a seller. And generally, that's the price that you use for customs purposes. Now, what happens if you don't use the right price for customs purposes? You could end up in a lot of trouble. And we'll talk about that in another short little vignette. But right now, I just want to share with you some of the ways that I remember how to calculate customs value. The first thing is, as I said, there's a transaction between a buyer and a seller. And as long as it's an unrelated transaction, that's the price that we're going to use for customs purposes. However, if the freight is included in the price, you're allowed to deduct the freight. But you can only deduct the freight if you have the actual freight, not an estimated freight, the actual freight. So let's say you bought something for $100 and you paid $120 because $20 was freight. If you can prove and show through a bill of lading or through some other document that $20 was the cost of the freight, then you're allowed to deduct that $20 and only pay duty on $100. If, however, you can't document that the freight was an actual freight and that it was included in the price, then you're going to be right up here paying duty on $120. Okay, that's fine. You know what you can deduct, but what do you have to add? So let's use the same example. You have $100 that you pay for something. Now, I want to share with you something that I learned a long time ago, and I remember it because it's just a little tiny bit nasty. It's a saying, proceed to pack and sell your royal ass. And everybody tittered because we used the word ass. So, proceed to pack and sell your royal ass. Those are the additions to the price paid or payable for a transaction between a foreign seller and a U.S. buyer. You'll never forget it if you're like me. I'll always remember to proceed to pack and sell your royal ass. So, proceed is proceeds of the sale. If there are any proceeds of the sale after it has arrived in the United States that the buyer pays to the seller, then that has to be added. Packing costs have to be added. Packing to get ready to ship it to the United States. Selling commissions, not buying commissions, selling commissions. If selling commissions are paid, they have to be added. Royalties. If you have to pay royalties, that has to be added to the price. And assists. Proceed to pack and sell your royal ass. An assist, a lot of people don't understand that. I have a perfect example. The company makes skis, and they sell those skis to a United States buyer. But the United States buyer had some bindings that they wanted installed on those skis in Austria. So they sent bindings from the United States to Austria. They had those bindings attached to the skis, and the bindings were actually quite expensive. So when the goods crossed the border into the United States, it looked like they paid $100. What wasn't included, though, in that price was the $100 worth of bindings that had been provided by the buyer free of charge to the seller to have installed. The actual cost of those goods from a customs point of view and from a dutiable point of view is $200 because that is an assist. So let's review. Proceed to pack and sell your royal ass. Those are the things that must be added to the price paid or payable if you are going to declare a value for customs purposes. And that's it for this video.